United Way of Midcoast Maine is working to help our neighbors improve their lives in the key areas of education, health, and financial stability. From the basics of making sure people are warm and fed, to preventive services that help our children and provide paths to economic independence, your United Way donation gives help where it's needed most. Living united means helping each other in a challenging economy. Food pantries in the Mid-Coast are struggling to meet 30 to 40% increases in demand. United Way of Mid-Coast Maine has worked to strengthen each pantry's capacity to meet this demand by bringing volunteers together into a regional food security coalition. Food and dollar donations are up.
I think it's been a great benefit to us.
Earl and Mary, members of the coalition, have run the Whitefield Food Pantry for 12 years. They have seen an increase of 20 families just within the last few months. New freezers and storage shelves donated to them through the coalition help them to store food to address the growing need.
It's a privilege to do this, and I enjoy it very much, and I know that my wife does too.
211 Maine, this is Kyla. How may I help you?
211 Maine is also helping people in these challenging times. A free and confidential service created by United Ways of Maine, it is an information and referral helpline for Maine people who are seeking assistance. Over 70,000 people dialed 211 last year looking for available services that range from heating assistance to employment support services.
211 is great, and we do advocate that folks use that as much as possible.
When people are out of work, they may need a variety of services to help them support their families. The Bath Career Center makes sure to offer United Way of Midcoast Maine's own directory of most commonly requested services to job seekers.
The community resource directory that United Way puts out is probably the most sought-after piece of paper in our office.
For those parents who are struggling to afford expenses in this economy, even while employed, United Way supports services that help people keep working and provide for their families. Cassie had just begun a new job, and her young son Cole was enrolled in the Central Lincoln County YMCA Child Care Program when the price of fuel and food began to soar.
Things were getting expensive. We didn't have the money for things. I had just started the job.
Worried that she would not be able to continue to afford child care, Cassie spoke with Dancy at the Central Lincoln County Y, a United Way partner agency. With their help, Cassie was able to gain not only a scholarship for her son, but information on fuel assistance as well.
It's very important that we support our young children and that we realize that there are needs that sometimes can't be met by the child care facility itself without other outside organizations helping.
With that help, Cassie is able to continue her work at Miles Home Health and Hospice and in turn help others.
They're wonderful caregivers to my son. They've taught him a lot. I feel very safe and secure with them here.
Clearly, child care is important to the economy, it's important to employers. I mean, having a quality child care lets employees, be comfortable coming to work and giving their best effort.
In addition, her son is also gaining critical early education from the Success by Six program.
Cole particularly loves it.
I think child care is probably one of the best investments we as a society can make. I mean, I think it's been shown that early education, early child care has long-term results that are meaningful in many ways in society.
When we live united every day, the positive effects can be both immediate and long-lasting. Candace chooses to live united by giving to her community and advocating for others with her work helping the homeless at United Way Partner Agency, Tedford Housing.
I love this job. I mean, I love this job. So it's better than anything I've ever done.
After Mother's Day of last year, Candace decided to move back to Maine from California to be nearer to her daughter and grandchildren.
My days are amazing here. I get to see my grandkids every day. I'm with my daughter every day.
It was only 12 years ago that Candace and her young daughter very suddenly found themselves without a home. Recently divorced, she moved to the area expecting a place to stay and a job through family. Unfortunately, both fell through within weeks of their arrival.
Oh no, God, I never expected to be homeless. I've been a stay-at-home mom, and And then the next thing I know, I have like no place to live, and I'm in a community.
In a new town with nowhere to turn, Candace and her daughter moved into the Tedford Family Shelter, at that time the old Mainline Motel.
I was just very, very welcomed on so many different levels, and the community just came all out and helped me tremendously. So my coworkers, United Way, and Tedford Housing was, all the resources that I used back then.
With the help of Tedford Housing, Candace was able to regain her independence with a new job and apartment. And now, over 10 years later, she has come full circle with her dedication as an employee of Tedford. Nobody appreciates Tedford's importance more than Candace.
It's just life-changing that if those needs weren't met, how could people go on, Where would they go? What would they eat? How would they even regroup and get back out there in the community and get jobs? I really feel fortunate to be working here. This is amazing to me. The full circle of being assisted by Tedford Housing years ago, and then being able to come in now and work here.
When families are financially stable, children succeed in school, and people have good health, we all win. To everyone who gives, volunteers, and raises their voice on behalf of others, thank you for living united.